Good morning. My name is Zachary Thurber, and I have been asked by the senior partner, Mr. Owen Thurber, to teach y'all about the duty of loyalty. Mr. Thurber takes this very seriously, and he will not hesitate to fire you. And as you can see, he's getting worked up about it right now. So, let's get started. What is the duty of loyalty? Well, it essentially means that you cannot, that there can be no self-dealing. So, you cannot use the trust property for your own benefit. The trust property and its income and principal must be used for the benefit of the beneficiaries. So, for instance, an example is Hartman v. Hartle. A trustee and his wife tried to purchase property from their own sale of the trust property, and they had no prior permission from the court to do this, so they violated the duty of loyalty. So the rule from that case is that you cannot use the sale of trust property to benefit yourself. And if you do something like that, if you do violate the duty of loyalty, not only will Mr. Thurber be very upset and fire you, but there are some additional remedies for the breach of the duty of loyalty. For instance, the beneficiary can seek compensatory damages to restore the trust estate and trust distributions to what they would have been but for the breach. The beneficiary is entitled to disgorge the trustee of any profit made on the transaction. If the trustee sold his own property to the trust, the beneficiary may compel the trustee to repay the purchase price and take back the property. If the trustee has bought trust property, the beneficiary may compel the trustee to restore the property to the trust. If, in wrongfully disposing of the trust property, the trustee acquires other property, the beneficiary is entitled to enforce a constructive trust or equitable lien on the property so acquired. The beneficiaries may also impose a constructive trust or equitable lien against a third party who acquires trust property, unless the third party is a bona fide purchaser for value. There are some defenses that you can use if they apply to you, but Mr. Thurber is not a fan of these defenses, and he thinks that if you violate the duty of loyalty at all, you're probably going to be fired. But, just so you know, if the settlor authorized the particular self-dealing, if the beneficiary consented after full disclosure, or the trustee obtained judicial approval in advance, you will not have been found to violate the duty of loyalty, but you'll probably lose your jobs. As for co-trustees, if there are 3 or more co-trustees, then the typical rule is that the majority rules. So if 2 out of 3 of the trustees decide to do something with the trust property, then they can take that action. But some states may still require unanimity. And one of Mr. Thurber's favorite cases is In re Rothko, where the duty of loyalty was violated after a group of trustees benefited from the sale of trust property, in this case millions of dollars worth of painting. And not only did they benefit from the sale, just from receiving proceeds from the sale, but they also double-dipped and received proceeds because they sold the trust property to their employer. So they violated the duty of loyalty and actually had to pay a bunch of money back, including appreciation damages. So, when it comes to co-trustees, choose your co-trustees wisely, because you still remain under a duty to take reasonable steps to prevent a breach of trust by your co-trustees. And also, a co-trustee is liable for the wrongful acts of a co-trustee to which he or she has consented or which by her negligence she enabled the co-trustee to commit. So, again, choose your co-trustees wisely, and don't violate the duty of loyalty, or else Mr. Thurber will fire you, and you'll owe a lot of money back. Thank you, I hope you've enjoyed this.